What is happening, CKL? How's it going for you all tonight? I'm LaBob. I'm here with my good friend Wisp, and we're here to cast a very exciting D1 matchup tonight. Wisp, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic. I am super excited to watch the match between UCSD, also known as Triton Turnpike, versus the Michigan Wolverines. Now, about last season, for Division One finals, I casted the exact same matchup. So it is pretty cool seeing this all come around again. So I'm really interested to see how it goes.
Yeah, I tuned into Spicy's stream earlier to hear him talk about this. I believe he said the series history goes 6-2 in favor of UCSD. However, we'll see if that tradition can hold up tonight because Michigan has been tearing up D1 this season. I believe they are 8-1. Correct me if I'm wrong there. And UCSD is currently playing to earn their playoff spot, which is not something anyone thought we'd be saying at the start of the season.
Yeah, UCSD has been like a pretty strong team consistently. And right now, their lineup, I was looking at the lineups earlier, and they are some pretty interesting lineups. Michigan has an ace up their sleeve that I had no idea existed until just now. So let's do a quick rundown of the lineups here. So on Triton Turnpike, we have Waluiz, also known as the leader of the team Mario Kart University, which was Division 9 this past season of MKU. We have Emilio and Luna, who have just played in CKL. We have Flight from Mario Kart College, which they won Division 15 this past season, so congrats to him. Astra, who is also on MK University with Wall, and Super FX from the Division 1 team Hop Hip Deliverers. So pretty solid lineup there. However, one thing I do notice from their lineup is that they are missing one of their players, Top Hat Bear, which is notably one of their top players. And over here on Michigan, this is where it gets really interesting. So we have Crow from Fire Hydrant, which is a Division 1 team. And for the people at home who aren't really familiar with the MKU teams, this is the team that JP Givener is on. So you'll definitely know him from there. And then we got Whooper, who is on the Arcadia Retirement Home, which formerly used to be called Arcadia Terra, I'm pretty sure. Short is on Team LinkedIn. Fexican is on Bone Dry Dudes, and Sean over here is the guy that I had absolutely no idea about. He is on Lethal Vengeance, which is a really solid mid-div team. They have been around for many years, stretching all the way back to MK Wii. So it's really interesting seeing him here. I had no idea that this guy would just happen to end up at Michigan. And then we have C2D2, which is just one of their more casual players at the Michigan College.
It's absolutely crazy to look at the Triton Turnpike lineup, and by no means is that a weak lineup, and say that I don't know. It just feels like they might be a little bit over their heads in this matchup because that Michigan lineup is terrible. Like it is so stacked.
I know. I knew like going into this, I'm like, okay, maybe this will be a little bit closer, like compared to the 2-0 last time. It was like, well, yeah, they did bring it close in game two, but it was like, hey, maybe this will be like an improvement arc for Michigan after what happened last season. And holy, seeing that they found like an LV player there, and even in like short, like changing teams, I guess, and other players doing their own things. I'm like, this is a solid lineup from them. Like, this is a crazy lineup.
Absolutely. I think this is just going to be a blast to watch, and it's going to be so much fun to cast this one as well. You got any like keys to success for either team?
Um, so I guess one of the main things that I guess UCSD had this last time that they went against Michigan. Well, not last time they went up against them, but last season when in D1 finals, the key to success that UCSD had, I would say, is they had more players that were on a team outside of collegiate league, which, believe it or not, does way more than you think it does. It just having that extra bit of team experience against more higher div players just makes so much more of a difference in collegiate league than you think. However, Michigan, after acquiring Sean, I mean, that kind of like expands the amount of people they have that are on teams. And I think having that little bit of extra team experience on their roster will just make enough of a difference for them to actually have a much better shot against UCSD than they did last time.
Yeah, it's the absolute turnaround from last season where we had UCSD on top the whole way, and now this season flipping the script, having Michigan on top. Um, this is going to be a tough match for UCSD. I don't think we can count them out yet because this UCS team has a lot of experience, but as just a group between all the different CKL tournaments they've won and just matches they've played together. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if UCSD could keep this one close and maybe even pull out a win, but it's
Yeah,
going to be a very uphill battle.
yeah. One of the things I guess that also makes a difference, I'd say that kind of helps people out with not people helps UCSD out here is the amount of just like I guess chemistry within the team because they have been around for a while, so they just have experience just warring with each other and knowing how to play around each other and all of just like how they work with each other is just I think a little bit more refined than Michigan. So it's like that is definitely something to take note of, and I think that will be something that they will have to use throughout this match. And it looks like we are going into the match now, and it looks like we are on University of Michigan's stream here. So we'll see what track they're going with, and it looks like they'll be going with Dolphin Shoals here. Pretty solid
This is
drafter.
Yeah, this is a very interesting one. I remember asking this question to Spicy earlier in the season on what tracks he'd like to see CKL pick a little more often. Dolphin Shoals was one of those tracks. As he mentioned, this is a lot of the collegiate karting league players came to start playing the game a lot more in the booster course pass era. So you don't get teams picking a lot of the traditional base game tracks. Like if they go a bagger, it's usually a DLC bagger. You don't see as much RMC or Cheeseland.
Yeah, and
You
I feel like we will see that actually a lot from Michigan because again, Sean has been on LV since 2021 and they have Whooper who has been on Arcadia like forever. So it's like I feel like since those guys have like a lot of like past history with the game and being in the game brawl, we'll see a lot more base game tracks as we go in to the first race here. Short pulling off a quick lead right at the start.
It'll be interesting to see because a lot of this Dolphin Shoals race depends on how this first lap plays out and who's got the top spots. Because there is a really nasty bill extension on this track. I think there's actually two of them. So bagging is very viable here, and making comebacks is wholly in the picture.
Yeah, it looks like we see a lot of UCSD in the back here with bottom three. Super Effects trying to contest one, but I think he got trailed there. We got Short kind of just maintaining the top spots here.
Looks like it's a Michigan top two at least. I saw a Whooper in the review.
Yeah, we see a few UCSD in the back, which actually is probably completely fine for them because, I mean, again, like you said, the bill extensions here, and then if you can dodge people in bill extensions, that would be huge for them.
Yeah, I think that's a top three for Michigan. I think it looks like also Fexican is up there in those top spots. Short smartly also trying to cycle his items to try and pull the super horn because seeing UCSD in so many of those bottom four spots, Blue Shell is certainly something that could come into play.
Yeah, however, right now he has a pretty solid pull, and now it looks like we have Michigan, I think, in bottom two here, so now they're taking advantage of the bottom spots, which I think is good, because if they're able to pull blue and hold it, that definitely just prevents UCSD from getting it, and we can see them maintain these top spots. And it looks like they are top four here, so this is pretty big for them.
Yeah, this is Michigan's race right here. UCSD could still pull something. I'm not entirely familiar with shock distances on Dolphin Shoals, but UCSD could be at distance. If they're going to pull it, it's got to be at the set right before the eel. Notably, Fexican now in one with a horn, so even if the blue is pulled, it won't do anything to deter this Michigan front presence.
Yep, and as you see, there is the blue, and now Michigan does have bottom two. We can see if they try to like scavenge up just a few spots right here at the end within this huge pack of UCSD in the middle. Top four just had an insane breakaway that race, and it looks like we do see a Bill breaking into the top spots here, so this is going to be a fantastic race to start off. Yeah, top 3, 5, 10, 11. Great race for University of Michigan.
Absolutely. This is exactly the start Michigan wanted. They wanted to show to UCSD they mean business. It's not going to be like last year in finals. They're going to win this one.
Yeah, they are going to hold it down. And it looks like they are going with a pretty base game runner here, which, I mean, R-Dubs is a big skill track. And we see UCSD going with Super Battle Subway, hello Zay, with the Ribbon Road mispick. And it looks like we are going to R-Dubs.
Again,
So,
base game runner here. You got the experienced Michigan players on their comfort picks.
yes. And I can't wait to see like all of like how big of a break could some of these like people like Whooper and all of that make on this track just because of how much more experience they have on it, which would be really cool to see. But right now we are on Ash's POV for UCSD, so let's just see what they can do to break into these top spots on a strong runner like Ardubs here.
I feel like something that is a bit underrepresented in R-Dubs is one does get a ton of coins early, but everything behind one has to deal with the very tight first turn and everyone behind them pulling offensive items. So it doesn't necessarily mean if you start top 4, you're gonna have top 4 at the beginning of lap 2.
Yeah. I see. We see Ash over here getting shrooms. Unfortunate C2D2 isn't taking advantage of the trail there, but it does look like Ash is dead after using both of his shrooms through the cut. And that is a ton of top spots for Michigan there. They just are starting to gain this break here. We see Astra here. He has a rank in 5th, and he's just got to be able to break into those top spots. But again, he's got to be careful not to hit wall with the Rang.
And now it's a top 3 for Michigan as Whooper manages to plant out Wallabies here.
And we see, it looks like we have C2D2 here in the back for Michigan, just keeping that back presence, making sure Blues and Shocks are under control. And Ash is getting bombed on the ramp. No idea. Yeah, Ash is cycling his items, potentially, gets the items he needs to take cut up here. Lots of dodges in play. Could be a lucrative shock, perchance.
Yeah, it was like a lot of dodges from both sides, so I don't think if there is shock in play, nobody wanted to use it.
Yeah. But it looks like there's just a lot of like UCSD in this back in the mid pack.
Yep.
And it's just like we have top 4, almost top 4 from Michigan. It's like they're kind of starting just to have this break that UCSD's, they're going to have to try to find a way to break into these top spots.
Absolutely. And that's going to probably come from getting a track pick, as both the first 2 track picks did go to Michigan's favor, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's in the nature of the game.
Yep. As you see, it looks like that is, I'm
not the ghost!
Oh, unfortunate Nana in the cut. Yeah, it looks like that right there that's a top 3 guaranteed from Michigan. That is a gain for them. Big gain, too.
Absolutely. That's another, I think that's in the ballpark of another plus 14, just a guess.
Yeah, so right here, we're going to need UCSD to get a really good bagger here. They're going to need something that they can pull shock on or something just to break into top spots, because it's like University of Michigan, like what they're doing here is they're able to just get tops so early, like multiple tops too, and just spend off any UCSD players, make quick work of them, and then just maintain those tops. It is insane. They're just able to run with it.
Yeah. Another thing to note is if you're UCSD, I think you're already at the point in the war where you're going to need to start taking some risks. You can't just play safe. You're going to have to try and make aggressive plays. Yeah, you might risk Michigan pulling something in the back to make their race so much better, but you got to get some momentum going your way in the races, especially as Michigan gets another runner for their front spots.
Yeah, they are chaining runners currently. This is going to be... This is a little rough start for UCSD right here. They just got Michigan just got the starting Dolphin Shoals that they needed to draft in the top spots. Then they got R-Dubs to take advantage of the top spots, and now they're taking even more advantage of the top spots with Cruiser.
Yeah.
So the UCSD, they got to break into this here, whether that be they just get someone with a lucky draft that has triples or something. Like they need something to happen that will work in their favor.
Absolutely. Or maybe that might even be somebody has to go back for a blue or shock really early into the war or into the
Yep, and it
race.
looks like
Although
Asha was just able to navigate these top spots and read out short right at the start. I
I
mean,
see
yeah, he's
Luna
cleaning
is
up
not
here.
far. Sorry for talking over. Luna's not far behind Astra, although I think that's a Michigan player in two.
Yeah, that was C2D2 in second place there, and Asha's all the way down to 8th. And so now it looks like I think C2D2 might be in first currently still, yeah. So right now, UCSD, again, they just got to break into the top spots here. They got to
And,
find a way to, like, crack into this, but looks like they do have some people up here.
oh.
Again, with Asher getting greened out, isn't that, oh, he's just getting comboed there.
Yeah, I
So
think
yeah,
that
now
green
he's in
got
the
Astra
back,
and one of his teammates, but
but it looks like they do have first now, which is good.
it looks like that's it. It's 1-4, 1-5 ish.
Yeah,
Um,
it looks like the Michigan's starting to break into their top spots, and now they're gonna need someone bagging. Oh,
that
they
is
have
not
blue.
the pull you want right now. I mean, it's
Yeah,
good that you're holding it for your teammate, but like I said, you need spots, and pulling blue in this situation is not going to get you those spots.
yeah, yeah. He's probably have to throw it soon. Looks like Michigan's starting to break into these top spots. Yeah, if I were him, I would have chained that blue into set. He would have been fine.
Yeah,
So yeah, he only
I
has
agree,
star
but
here, and
I don't know if the
yeah,
chain would have gotten him an extra spot at the line.
true. Yep, Michigan. Yeah, although it looks like Luna did get first. Michigan got everything behind first. So it's like
Yep.
again, now it's like Luna has at the start of next race, Luna has no like front presence. So it's like whoever's in second place can just instantly hit out Luna unless Luna is like pressing X and making sure like, hey, I am like I need to dodge whatever is coming for me.
Right. Although notably, that's considering Daisy Cruiser is a very hard runner, and Michigan was starting with top three. The fact
Mm-hmm.
that UCSD still managed to get one out of that is it's a
True.
great salvage for them, because had Luna lost that first spot, we'd be looking at a 60 to 70 point deficit 3 races in.
Yeah, and that would have been crazy to see that happen. And yeah, it looks like UCSD is going with like a bagger drafter kind of track here with Super Bell. And
Finally
it
getting their
looks
pick.
like Michigan, yeah, Michigan finally not getting their track pick. So maybe this is the start of UCSD just trying to get their good races that they need. I think this is just exactly what they're looking for here.
Absolutely. Super Bell, a very chaotic track. Partially due to the fact that I believe it's the only course in the game where it has 4 item sets per lap instead of the traditional 3.
Mm-hmm.
But also there's so much off-road for shortcuts at the end of the race. If you pull a dodge item like a star or a bill, you're going to make up a lot of ground late.
Yep. So that also makes this truck pretty good to bag, but right now, after the first 2 sets, there is no one stopping that set, which is kind of odd. I feel like you would typically see someone doing that by now. But, I mean, hey, probably by lap 2, you might see something happen. But right now, we are over here shifting to University of Michigan's POV. We see Short here going through the mid-pack, which, I mean, is not a horrible position for him as he zooms through the cut here. He should be able to, like, maybe get some spots like through all of this off-road section maybe with his Shroom, but this draft is pretty big.
Yeah, that was a very good
gotta
draft.
Be careful
Now
with
that
Luna's
Michigan
red.
near top 3.
Yep. Just gotta work on spacing with Lunar's red here, and there goes C2D2. But wow, that is a really good pull for Short. C2D2 just has to let Short into first there. Yep. Blue's out. Short dodges
Great
the blue
driving from Short.
and has a horn in first. So I mean, this is super bad. As you see, there's a UCSD player all the way back there. It is really not impossible that another blue could come, and Short just has protection for it. He is set, but again, there are UCSD players that have broken into the top spots a little bit here, so Short still has to be careful.
Yeah, it looks like Michigan's currently bottom 2. So it's a lot of you in the middle. We'll see what happens, because this is where you're going to start seeing those stars and shrooms come into play if people have been holding them. Because this is where you need to make your comeback.
Yep. So we see the horn there. Looks like we're going to get no last-second blue coming for Short here.
Yep, and that's a top 3 for Michigan right now. There's the blue,
yep.
so
There's the
someone was
last-second
holding
blue, but it won't hit him. So, I mean, he's chilling. He gets first. They get top 4 potential. Oh, there's UCSD
no, I think
that broke into
there's
the
a
top
UCSD
spots.
player and a ghost, but I think that's UCSD like 9 bottom 2. Oh, bottom three.
Top 35, 7, 9. That is an insane race from Michigan. I mean, they were able to just, I guess, take advantage of like UCSD was able to break into the top spots, but that meant that Michigan was in the back for a track that is very advantageous for the people in the back. So it's like that just ended up working out for University of Michigan very naturally. Because I guess UCSD was just greedy for the top spots, and on a track like Super Bowl, it's like you just got to be patient and just like stay in the back and take advantage of all the off road.
Yeah. Um, it's also tough. I mean, that's kind of the risk you take picking one of those bagging tracks. Is sometimes you pull the things you need to do, and other times you drive MC3 or Super Bell or any bagger, and you just pull like a blue, and there's no shock. So it's kind of just the nature of the track pick.
And on the topic of track picks, University of Michigan has gotten another runner for their top 30 spots. So this game just is kind of playing into University of Michigan's hands here.
Hmm. And this is after the first GP, down 70 is not a fun position to be in. We've seen comebacks in CKL of this margin before, so it's not entirely impossible that UCSD makes a comeback here, but something's going to have to change because if things keep going the way they're going, Michigan's going to win big.
Yep. And insane double protection pull right here from short.
Lucrative,
and we'll
even.
see him, yeah, lucrative, some could say. And yeah, there's some UCSD players dying in the pack. But looks like we got Wall and Asher here. Wall needs to be aggressive with this red without hitting Asher.
The shroom
and Asher
boost!
gets bumped off during the cut. The unfortunate reality of playing around people with triple shrooms. The shroom boost can be deadly.
That's just tough. Astra was going to be in a really nice spot with two offensive items in the upper spots. I think they were in 3 or 4.
Yeah.
With Wall right there too, so they were gonna have a really good push for the front presence.
I guess now they have the blue out, but it's like, yeah, unfortunate line failage there, but it's like we got short.
Oh, he misses his
missing
Nana!
the Nana snipe. It's fine though, because Whooper's in first now, and he has a red, and we got short trailing the Nana, trying to be defensive here, and second from Wall. So they have a pretty solid top 2 here. Wall and another one of the players, it looks like, trying to break into these top 2 positions here, but it looks like Michigan is just holding these spots together, and then short not trapping the double here, just staying safe with the Nana, pulls the horn just in time as the blue is coming. It just depends. Can he horn the blue?
Yeah.
Oh, he misses it! Oh, this could be big for UCSD. Super effects taking first. Short dying here. Wall,
I think Wall gets redded unless it broke on the wall. That looks like a 1-3 for UCSD.
1-3. That horn made all the difference for UCSD there. Yeah, they had bottom 3, but it's like that might be the best race they've had. And that, I guess this could be the start of the like momentum switch here. So let's see what they can do with it. So
I think that looks like it was -8.
Yeah, that might be their best race.
I think that was. I was really wondering, since UCSD was sitting in those bottom spots almost the entire race, if there was going to be shock pulled, because they looked like bottom spots were at distance, but I guess it just never happened. Still a very nice one to get if you're UCSD. Once again, Michigan picking a runner and UCSD being able to take those top spots.
Yep, and as we see now, Michigan is picking Mushroom Gorge, which I guess kind of works for what they're doing. They don't have first or third, and UCSD also has an inside drifter, so they can take advantage of that, and it looks like they are getting another track pick, because they have gotten 5 out of the 6 tracks played. So, I mean, again, this game is just kind of playing right into UCSD's hands.
I've heard legends in Division 1 that apparently there's, in the Northern Iowa Kutztown match, Northern Iowa got 11 of 12 track picks.
Dang.
So hopefully the game plays a little nicer to UCSD in this situation.
True, especially because they're going to need it. With
absolutely.
Now, they need these track picks. Short, just able to just block the red in time. He's got to be careful with these triple greens around his teammates here.
Very smart to pull the tough trail, but I did like what Short was going for there, where he saw that UCSD was behind him and he pulled a triple item. So he wanted to try and be disruptive and prevent UCSD from catching up to their top spots.
Some would say noisy and disruptive. And so
Perhaps.
now we see Short here with a red and 6, just having to hold on to it. But yeah,
The triple nanas.
Yeah, just having to just be a little more careful around his mates. But again, it is Gorge, so it really just isn't the end of the world. And now Short is left without Shroom. So will we see him go for the elusive Star Gap without team killing his teammate here? Star Gap, he makes it, hits him a little wide, but again, and yeah.
That's a really good use of fire too.
Yeah, but Astra is in first. He pulls a horn, but it looks like Astra also has a horn here. Didn't horn the blue form, but this right here is a perfect pull for Short. He now has a Shroom in first.
Shock. This is one for Michigan.
Gosh, all Short has to pray here is no ghost and no shock, and he's chilling. I mean, yeah, it looks like
one for Short.
He gets just that. That was a perfect ending on Mushroom Gorge for Short there, and I think they got top 2 there. I think 2 of the people were able to take
UCSD was in 2 or 3 after Gap. Yeah, it was a really good race for Michigan. Or top 3. Wow.
3 guaranteed gain there. That's going to be a very big race for them.
It's going to be around like what? Plus 12?
Mhm. I think so. Yeah.
So I've been informed by inside sources, aka Spicy. There was a D2 war where Georgia got all 12 track picks against Michigan, which to any of you stats nerds out there, I think it's a 1 in 4,096 chance, which is the same odds as finding a shiny Pokemon.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Dynamo, I know you're in chat. I don't recall you telling me about that. That's crazy. Anyways, we are now going in to the halfway mark of the war, and it looks like University of Michigan over here is up 90 on UCSD, and they got another track pick. They are chaining runners here. So
yeah,
this is big.
This is a tough situation for UCSD.
But again, Hyrule isn't horrible for bottom spots. It's not too bad for bottom spots.
Yeah, you can pull a Shroom at an early set and get up into the pack very quickly.
Well, also the ending, because on lap 3 in the Nisk, the plant's out. So you kind of got to take it wide. So it's like, if you can enter the last section with like Shrooms with like a star, you can take advantage of the tighter path at the last section and gain so many more spots than you think you can. It's insane. Hyrule's pretty solid for bottom spots.
Oh, not the team kill.
Getting another team kill. Rough stuff. But Waluigi has a bomb here, throwing it up, potentially getting Mexican, and Wall's getting punished for throwing the bomb with the red shell here, but it looks like he was able to defend it, I think. Or that might be Astra near him. So, Astra over here with triple Shrooms, gonna try to break into top spots here, which he can definitely do on the shortcut up here.
Yeah. Again, if you're UCSD down 90 after 6, you're gonna have to start playing aggressive. Take those risks. Like, maybe for UCSD, you're thinking, okay, well, Michigan's got a lot of top spots. Is it worth it to try and go for shock early?
Yeah, and now we are switching over to Ash's POV here.
That's a lot of Michigan tops, notably.
Yep.
Blue coming out, though, so that breakaway in 1 is going to start going away.
Mm-hmm.
And he still has a break in 1, but
it's not going to be big, but it looks like there's a lot of yellow creeping into those top spots here. Short just got absolutely murdered and thrown into the back, but again, like I said earlier, ending of Hyrule can't be lucrative for those people in the back. People can take advantage of it and break into the top spots very easily, so we'll see what items Short can pull here and see what he can do. And it looks like there's a star in third up there, which is crazy.
Yeah, that just goes to the extent of how big a break whoever's in 1 had, because that was a blue shell lead, and you're still in first.
Yep, and we see Short here, pulling out the star. Potential shock at the end.
I don't think so. We'll get that. I mean, Short could have been at distance, but that's a top 2-4 for Michigan.
Yep, top 2-4-6, I think. Which, big stuff for them. And again, yeah, just chaining runners is like really rough on UCSD here.
Yeah, I mean, they're called runners for a reason. Just if you can get runner after runner, your top spots are going to keep getting a lot of points because they're going to be able to constantly place in top spots. And I wonder if we're going to be able to see this on the indivs going forward, if we're going to see the same top three just break away from the rest of the pack.
Mm-hmm. And now here we go into the next set of track picks here. We'll see what UCSD goes for here. Again, they just need some sort of like bagger to take advantage of. They realistically, they just need track picks, honestly. Like when
Yeah,
the opponent is just chaining runners, it's like honestly there isn't a whole lot you can do about that. They need something that they can break into top spots on, and I think Rome would work really well for them.
absolutely. And it looks
And it
like they're
looks
getting
like
it.
per
No,
chance.
it's one
Nope.
off.
We are getting another runner here. DMBC, Neo Bowser City. This is rough. This is
And
rough for UCSD.
notably, even if UCSD loses this match, they're not out of playoff contention. They do still have a second match, but you gotta wonder what kind of impact does this have on the mental of the team? Like, yeah, this matchup wasn't going to be easy, but not the game just isn't giving you anything. There hasn't been a shock yet, and I'm not saying that UCSD hasn't been at distance yet. So, and then also just Michigan seems to just be getting everything they need.
And the lag red on Asha was not fantastic for them right there, but it looks like they were able to still keep first there. But
Yeah,
now we see UCSD, it looks like they are kind of able to break into top spots here very early on. Let's just see how well they can hold the top spots, and let's see how well the bottom spots can break into the top spots.
Yeah, the key for the pack is take advantage of the narrow roads on Neo Bowser because it is very hard to dodge items in this track. There is not a lot of space to go to the sides. The turns are really sharp, so going around a banana that's left on the ground could be very detrimental to a line and
As
could
well as
be
bombs.
very slow.
Bombs are insane.
Yeah, how do you avoid a bomb on this track?
Yeah, and it looks like Astra is just holding on to this build even after getting redded, which is interesting. I don't know if there is like a chance for there to be a shock right now. I mean, or if he's just, I guess, trying to keep this for when he absolutely needs it, because he does have blue in pocket, and it looks like we see Michigan. Yep, he's using that bill because he needs to get that blue out. He's just hiding the blue from the Michigan players so they don't intentionally try to like hold second forever.
Oh, this bill is going to be so strong on the S turn for short because a lot of people
Shoot.
have
Yeah,
to
he
slow
has
down.
us in seventh.
Yeah, because normally on that S turn you have to take it very slow because otherwise you're going to drive off the track. However, with this bill, this is going to take him to the next set. And then he's going to have triple greens out right in the middle of all of you. Oh, no, it ended early.
Oh, that ended a little earlier than he wanted it to. Maybe he can kill the UCSD person nearby. That plant is huge for them. Yeah, but you still got to be careful with the triple greens, not to kill his teammates here. This could be a big race for UCSD right here.
That
This
looks
is
like
definitely their best
1-3-4.
race.
I think it's 1-3-4 UCSD. That's a win.
1-3-4 UCSD. Yep, 1-3-4, 7, 10, 12. That is a gain for them. That is their best race by far. We see Super Effects finally breaking into the Indiv tops.
Yeah, that was just very well run by UCSD. Pulling the blue certainly helped a lot, but that's that little bit of momentum back in UCSD's favor. And I don't know if it'll be enough to take the match, but it could keep it nice and close.
Yep. Now I see them going to, we see Michigan going to Koopa Cape. Really solid shroom up track, which it works really well for their spots.
Absolutely. This is my personal favorite shroom up track. Just because if you can pull that shroom in the mid spots early and make it to that huge shortcut on the river section and shroom into one, most of the time you can just get a break because Koopa Cape as a track where driving very well is very rewarding.
Yeah, I guess another one of my tracks that has kind of grown on me for this, I mean, is actually Rainbow Road 8 in the Special Cup. That has been one of the tracks that I've actually been picking a lot because
I love
you
Rainbow
can
Road 8.
skill diff on that track because you never see anyone pick it. But
Yeah,
anyways,
exactly.
we're going to Paris here as Triton Turnpike finally getting another track pick here. They're finally able to make something happen going into the last third of the match, and we'll see if they can take advantage of Paris being their runner.
It'll be interesting to see what happens at this first set. I think Super FX got bumped out, which is oh no, that never mind. It was just lag. Pulling the Nana in one is still very good. Short giving us a perfect example of why back cams are quite awesome. Because had he looked back, he could have seen that the UCSD player behind him would have been holding that red.
Yep, and now we see Short here, chilling in the back, which luckily, Paris isn't really that bad to be in the background because, you know, as my experience in the wondrous world of Lounge, where this track is picked a lot, I typically tend to see a good few shocks pulled on this track. So,
correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't UCSD almost all of top 6 right now?
No, they're not all of top 6 because the Tanuki up there is C2D2 from Michigan.
Well, right, but they're pretty close. They've got a lot of tops.
Yeah,
Michigan
they have
has
a lot of
bottom spots.
We see Fly here trailing the green, which is kind of like forcing Short to like use his shrooms to kind of break in here. Those Nanas plays
Good
very
reaction
tight
time.
there. Gotta be very careful around Luna's fire here.
And that's going to get him out.
Yep. Ooh. And then as you see Fly, no longer has to show, but yeah, they are really showing the skill diff on Paris here. Ooper has to watch out for the triple greens here.
That's like a top 2 4 through 6, I think, for UCSD.
Yeah.
Or maybe not that much, but it's very good for them.
Yeah, this is big.
You got to wonder, Short is very holding on to the star. Did they pull it in the back? Are we going to see it?
I wouldn't be surprised. They do have a lot of bottom spots.
Oh, no, that is not the pull you want from that set.
Yep. But it looks like there was a pretty big bomb there. Top 2 just has an insane break, by the way. But it looks like they might be they have top 2 4 5 or something. So we'll see if Short is able to crack into the top spots at the end here, but I don't think they're gonna do a whole lot with the back red.
I think the Wooper might have salvaged Short a spot, or maybe his team a couple spots with Luna dying on the line. Oh my goodness, that back turned that could have been a really big race for Triton Turnpike, and Michigan managing to salvage it with a back red on the line, turning what could have been like a +20 into only about a +6. Very, very good play.
Yeah, massive back for them. And,
I'm a little surprised that back actually connected through the Piranha plant, now that I think about it.
Yeah, sometimes plants are a little bit sluggish, and it's like you can kind of like hit stuff through them. Again, plant is like my least favorite item right up there with Blooper.
Oh, come on. The Blooper's awesome. He's just a silly little guy.
He's a silly little guy. I love it when I get him on the S turn of Neo Bowser City and the cut on DKM.
Yeah, you're saying you don't have a call out in your team to say get ready, activate Blooper so you can target Blooper the enemy team?
Back when I was on Lunar Lights, we did do that. We would say, get ready to use your Blooper dodges. It was awesome.
Hey, the Blooper is an absolute menace.
Anyways, we're going back to another Michigan track. They currently have a ton of track picks. And we'll see what they can do on this shroom up here, because this is really good for them. But we are at the UCSD POV right now for Astra, and we'll see how well they're able to maintain the top spots with all of Michigan and potentially shrooming up here.
Yeah, UCSD really would like to pull a shroom in one of these top 3 spots if they can, but it's not easy to pull a shroom. Although Super FX does. He's just built different, I guess.
He is the hop hip deliverer. And we see Astra back here with a green in 10. Not too optimal, but I mean, not going for double here either. Let's see what he does.
Another interesting thing about Koopa Cape is there's only one stationary item set. So you're not going to be able to get items that easily if you're in a front spot, which makes it a little bit dangerous to front run. But if you can get the right items in the front, you can just get your break. That also incentivizes the back spots to cycle items, because if you're already behind, there's no harm in going out of your way for an extra item.
Yeah, and also, I don't know what it is. I feel like there is always, like, at least one blue on this track. There is typically 2 blues on this track. So it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if Michigan got blued out here. I'm going to be real. Or if they already have someone holding blue back there. Who knows? But we see Michigan starting to maintain those top spots.
Yeah, that's top 3.
Just dying there. And we'll see what Astra can do to break into these top spots here, because it looks like it's top 3, almost top 4 for Michigan, and then C2D2 isn't even that far back, so it's like, oh, it looks like he might have gotten hit out there, but it's like, yeah, they have a lot of tough front presence here.
Oh, that bump!
Ooh, the
Oh,
bump!
wow.
That was a very dangerous bump there. Yeah, Astra's gonna have to shoot him up here. We'll see what spot this puts Astra in. It's probably gonna put him around second place here. There's the horn. Horning out
Aggressive horn,
short.
but you have to take that risk.
Oh, couldn't get the rod out in time. And now Michigan has top 4, and Mexican is trailing a red. So now Astra's got to find a way to break into these top spots. He's got to get 2 good items here, which unfortunately
yeah, that's
it's
not
2
the items you want.
That's not going to be enough for him to break. This is a top 4 over here from Michigan. Yeah, big race for them.
I think that probably ices the match.
Yep, I think that secures Michigan the win. So
Michigan will finish the season at 9-1. Would that put them at the top seed overall in Division 1, or does Waterloo still hold that honor?
I'm pulling that up real quick. Right now, they give me a second.
Because I know both teams would be 9-1. It would come down to the tiebreaker between the two.
Yeah.
Which was.
It'll be interesting to see what happens here.
Waterloo did beat Michigan, so I think they hold the tiebreaker.
Yeah. So I think this puts Waterloo at seed 1. Yeah.
Yeah, Waterloo. So they had the 1 seed locked up, so Michigan would have been 2 regardless.
Yeah, and we'll see. Now people are just playing for the point diff to see how close or how big they can get this match to be.
Still,
it looks like we are going into another Michigan track.
More runners for Michigan.
Almost every track. UCFC only getting 2 track picks, and it's like the one runner they get is like, I don't know. They still gained on it, but again, Michigan kind of shut them down on it at the line. But we'll see what Michigan can do on Cloud Top here. How well they can hold these top spots.
Yeah. This is also a runner you don't see picked very much in CKL. But it's not, like I said earlier, UCSD is not out of the playoff picture yet. Any FIU fans in the audience will be pleased at this result, because if FIU wants to make D1 playoffs this year, UCSD has to drop their last 2 matches. This first one's already done and over with, but this isn't the end of the story for UCSD. They do have a match against Northern Iowa, who, while being 0-9, has had some very strong showings.
That is an insane ghost trail there, by the way. Slowing down with the red. And he gets punished for it. That's crazy. But right now, University of Michigan, they can just kind of play with their food for this match. But again,
Short, no.
Looks like Short is dilly-dallying, some would say.
And he dodged someone on the respawn.
On the respawn. But yeah, it looks like we have Astra over here in third. Will he try to slow horn here? I mean, he could.
I imagine Sean will probably give space.
Yep. Oh, and he gets hit by the blue. Yeah, he's got fire here, so we can hit out Sean here. And it looks like they are trying to break into the top spots, but top 2 just has a breakaway. So it's like, I don't know how well they'll be able to catch up and get into these top spots.
It's going to be tough. Super FX having triple greens in third. Ooh, that's a lot of reds. If Super FX lets Astra into 3, you can get some damage done.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't look like that's going to be happening.
Yeah. But currently, Astra has the Playboy Cardi album out, and he is going to see what he can do with these.
That's another star from Mexican in 5.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it looks like, Luca's
first shock of the night.
I could have sworn I thought there was a shock earlier, but I guess not. That might have been the first shock on race 11.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous, especially considering some of the breakaways we saw. CTD2 on 39 after 11, the hero that Michigan needs, holding down those bottom spots and keeping an eye out for those key power items. But,
right.
yeah, race 12, match 10 of the season.
See if we get any troll picks. for the last race here. I mean, wouldn't be surprised.
This is where you just got to pick one of those fun tracks.
Yep.
In it for
I mean,
66 settings, pick
yep.
something that's
This
not seen as
happened.
much.
Ooh, Ribbon
Okay.
Road.
Okay, these are two very interesting tracks.
I am an avid Music Park fan. And
I also love Music Park. It's a
and
UCSD
it
still
looks like
not
going to
catching a
Music
break.
Park. Wow, 10-2 for track picks. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Is there maybe? I was wondering if there was like another Michigan player who could break into the hundreds, because I saw two of them were already at 110 plus.
All right, going into the last race. Let's see if UCSD is able to at least put this last match on a positive note here. Let's see if they can, like, try to make this like a positive race or as close as they can. We'll see what they can do here. But looks like Michigan over here, starting off with top 3 pretty early on, and UCSD with a lot of bottom spots. And
What a clean
we'll see
super
if
bounce that was right there.
that was a great super bounce. And we'll see if, like, I don't know. We'll just see if UCSD can break into the top spots. They do have back presence, though. A little
That's a
too
horn
much
and
in the
two.
back. Yep. So now, if blue comes, they have protection for that. And it looks
Unless
like
he
they
gets
have...
ghosted, because
Yeah.
Short did burn his coin.
True. But it looks like we have potentially top 4-ish here.
Oh my goodness,
for
that's
Michigan.
a bomb in one.
Yep. Right now, they're just kind of set here for these top spots. And UCSD just has to, like, try to find the best way they can just to break into these.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I think if you're UCSD, if you want this race to go positive, you're already calling for shock right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there's the blue. And they know they can throw blue. They just got to hope that a ghost doesn't happen. And we got to hope that Short actually can use the horn. There we go. Defending Whooper in the top spots there. Top 2 just has an insane break here.
There is a UCSD player in 3 now, but...
Yeah, but it just looks like there was just some chaos in the mid-pack. And also we just got Short and Whooper just chilling in the top spots.
This has just been a clinical Music Park run. Yeah, this is just textbook run. And another super horn. Clipping the edge of the road there, right at the end, but still very nice recovery.
Solidified top 2, top 3 or 4 potentially.
That is a top 4. C2D2 did get hit out the line, so no like top 4, 6, but that is
top 4,
a
8,
statement
9
race to end on.
Holy, that is an insane last race. Big stuff from freaking Michigan here. Wow. Insane stuff. If you told me, like, hey, UCSD, those guys that just 2-0'd Michigan in finals last season was going to lose to Michigan by this much, like, that's crazy. I mean, I guess the offseason was just fantastic for Michigan.
Yeah. And notably, UCSD, again, without Top Hat Bear, and comparing the rosters from last season, I wouldn't hear the end of it from Top Hat Bear if I didn't mention they didn't have Zach this season.
Yeah.
But it's a very different... it could almost be a symbolic changing of the guard kind of a thing, where UCSD was the top dog a season ago, and now Michigan's trying to stake their claim as the top dog in the league, or the top Wolverine.
Yeah. Anyways, real quick, we have Whooper Goes Whoop as an interview here, so we're gonna see him hop in just a second.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get him in here.
We'll get to talk about him here. We'll see if we can get him dragged in here. There he is. Hello, Whooper. Insane win from y'all. How did the match go for the people over at Michigan?
Hello, I'm here.
Hello.
Hi. So, how did the match go for y'all over at Michigan? How did that go out? The diff was crazy.
It was a good match. You know, UCSD, they're always like a very tough team. You know, we played them in the finals last year. Took the L, unfortunately, but they're always the closest team we play. It's very fortunate we dodged playing Rome this time. I swear I TT'd that for like an hour today because that's all they pick. But sometimes you get like 10 track picks.
I was gonna
Mhm.
say on the topic of that, 10 track picks.
Yeah,
Certainly
y'all
helped
could
your
just
case today.
y'all
Maybe
just
a
like
little.
change runners. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's usually the game. That's usually the game plan. I just have it
Yeah.
written in like get at least like 9 track picks.
So going forward into the playoffs, coming off of a statement win like that, especially that race 12 where you guys got top 4, 7, 8 on Music Park, how does this boost your confidence going into your match next week into the postseason, vying for your chance at the D1 banner?
I think it boosts our confidence a lot. Like our only loss of the season was like our first or second match. I feel like we've only gotten better since then. We've had some troubles in past years, like getting like outshocked by teams, but our back presence is much, much, much better this season. I feel like truly right now, I don't think there is a weakness on our team. I know matches against everyone in the playoffs, everyone's really good. It is going to be tough, but I think I like our odds to go all the way.
Hmm. Also, quick question. I don't remember seeing him on your roster last season, but when did y'all pick up Sean? I'm curious.
Sean, I think Sean is a freshman this year, so he just
Oh,
only came to the university now. Yeah, I think
okay.
he's primarily like a Mario Kart Wii player before, but he's really good
Yeah,
at 8, as you can tell. He's
yeah.
been the
I,
goat. Yeah,
I,
he does what's ever needed for the team, man. He bags, he runs, he schlags. He might be the
mhm.
goat.
I figured he played a lot of Wii because he was on Lethal Vengeance, but yeah, he has a strong team history of playing this game for a hot minute. So it's like when I was like
That
preparing my
might be
like
a different. I
preview for the
think that is a
rosters.
different Sean you're thinking of, but spelled the
Oh,
same way, but
oh, okay. Well,
different guy. But he's probably better than him, though. I'll say it. This is a call
oh
out
well.
post.
I guess Fitchy over here has done a little bit of lying to me, it seems. Anyways, yeah, big stuff, y'all.
All right, well, tonight we write with pitchforks and torches.
Yeah.
Yep.
Down with misinformation.
The fake news collegiate karting league.
I can't believe we let this get away from us.
They're eating the Yoshis in Yoshi Valley.
Okay. I guess one final question before before we get ready to wrap up the stream. Going into playoffs, you did have one loss on the season by 8 points to Waterloo. How is your game plan for whoever you run into the playoffs? You got any game plans in mind on like specific strategies or players to watch out for?
Yeah, I mean, looking at Waterloo, like they're the 1 seed, they're the big dog. Between Ignite, Iona, Pickley, those are just 3 damn good players. It truly is just a battle in the front against them. Like if we let them, they will truly just outrun us. They are that good. I think it really comes down to we need to assert our front presence against them and not be afraid to go for the shock. Because I think that is the one area where I think we have a slight edge on them. I think when it comes down to it, we can obtain and play around a shock a lot better. I think for the other teams, like our usual game plan is just to outrun them. But I think Waterloo is truly the only team I'm not confident in just being able to outrun and dominate the fronts against.
Hmm.
All right.
Well, anyways, thank you for coming over here, Whooper, for an interview. It was really nice to see like what was kind of going on behind the scenes over at University of Michigan. But I think that is going to be it for the Collegiate Karting League tonight. Thanks for everyone for coming out tonight. It was a really fun match to commentate. Do you have any last words?
Thank you all for watching tonight. It really is exciting to watch in front of a primetime audience, and good luck to everyone who's playing in playoffs next week.
Yeah, congrats on the win.
Thank you, thank you. You guys take care.
All
Yeah,
right,
big
thanks for
stuff.
joining us.
And thank you to all the people watching for coming out and watching all this stuff. It was fun commentating on all of that. But yeah, I think that is going to be it. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thanks for coming out. And remember to I don't know, keep on giving her bud. Is that what they say in the outros these days? I don't know.
I think some of them do, yeah.
And that weird
Chance.
Canadian guy. Some nobody he is. Like, come on, only a channel with like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. CKL is where it's at.
For real.